I think we have three that we could consider very carefully. The X-37, the X-38, and the HL-20. Second, I worry that we are caught in an unproductive race to the moon. We should be using the lunar program to accomplish foreign policy goals. So let's focus on cooperation with our international partners and use our resources for robotic science and commercial development on the moon. And third, and most importantly, we should direct the focus of NASA efforts on establishing a pathway to a permanent human presence on Mars by the early 2030s. I firmly believe that accomplishing these three goals will do more to advance U.S. national interest than any other policy initiative we could envision. Orion is inappropriate for ISS support, up and down on performance and cost grounds. We need a strategy which will eliminate dependence on foreign providers for transport to the ISS and lead to the development of a state-of-the-art crew transportation system. I think the only approach is by using vertical takeoff and horizontal landing systems. And in the interim, I see no option but to extend shuttle operations until a new system is available. It doesn't necessarily mean adding more shuttle missions. We can stretch missions out to one-year intervals and occupy the people in between on the development of new mini-shuttles and the new launch system. A key element of my approach is to focus near-term resources on the development of an exploration module, XM, which can serve as a crew habitat for long-duration missions and will later serve as the basis for crew landing systems. Combining these transportation pathways for stepping stones to the Phobos and Mars system will ensure that the U.S. leads the development of humans as a multiplanetary species. There can be no more noble purpose. The U.S. must lead where it matters most, providing the systems to safely transport people across space. Don't repeat Apollo. Avoid competition to be second to the moon. The U.S. has little to gain, much to lose from competition. China or India has much to gain, but little to lose. Craft new relationships with international partners by developing the moon as a shared resource, which furthers foreign policy goals, maintains U.S. leadership in low Earth orbit and at the moon. And we establish an infrastructure for commercial development and scientific discoveries. Limit U.S. government expenditure, encourage private investment. Permanent presence on Mars as early as 2031. Utilize the ISS as a test bed for exploration technology and operations. Near-Earth objects and comets as near-term achievable exploration opportunities. Missions to Phobos, the inner moon of Mars, to manage robotic infrastructure and deployment on the surface of Mars. Could I have a dazzling creation slide? Maybe?
No, it's not letting me zoom out. Oh, God.
Here we are over here. And this is 2035, 2036. Up there is Mars, is low Earth orbit, space station, where the moon is. Why 2035? Well, from Kitty Hawk to Tranquility Base was 66 years. 66 years from Tranquility Base is 2035. Surely, in that interval, considering the progress from Kitty Hawk to the surface of the moon, we can certainly have Americans beginning to walk on the surface of Mars. You can look at this on my website also, but I have stretched out the Apollo flights. The first test bed at the ISS is in around 2015. The first orbital exploration module with Orion stays in low Earth orbit and becomes a refueling depot. We have the next two are cycling orbits to the moon, and they become communications at L2 and a refueling node eventually at L1. A very early mission on a comet, Venturin, in the fall of 2019. Can use an exploration module and two Orions to return. A near-Earth object, Apophis, the asteroid that threatens the U.S. In 2036 if it passes through the wrong keyhole in 2039. Another comet, and at this time, in this period, we can be putting an unmanned exploration module at Phobos. Then 3 successive crews go to Phobos. First 2 come back, and the last one stays there until the Earth departure mission arrives. I can think of no single action the administration could take which would demonstrate to the world that the United States will be the beacon for development of humanity than a national commitment to a Mars pathway. It has enforcing locations, probably at the 50th anniversary of the lunar landing. It has off-ramps at asteroids. It has further commitments to either land on the moon or to continue the original path. We are at an inflection point. We can choose to do what is easy, what is safe, or we can choose to make a difference. The choice to me is absolutely clear. For a nation as great as this, there is no other choice than to commit to a pathway to Phobos and Mars. Thank you.